Episode 56 years October 7th, 2024. Talk show. The 50-minute interview with your besties call. Your besties call here conducting a 50-minute interview for maybe the first time in prime time with one presidential candidate and one vice presidential candidate minus another presidential candidate who thinks this is rigged. Ms. Bestie calls. Presidential candidate who doesn't say this is rigged. Everyone is interested in your footwear. How can you publicly favor one brand of athletic shoe above all others? Isn't that favoritism at the highest level? Presidential candidate. Well, when I am at the top of the stairs attempting to bounce down each step and make it down intact, I favor athletic shoes with a firm grip, which my favorite athletic shoes have. I'm not saying the name, you are. Ms. Bestie calls. Vice presidential candidate, you mentioned Tiananmen Square in public in 1989, and you said you were there in the summer when the protests and massacre happened, when actually you should have said you were there later in the year. How could you? Vice presidential candidate. 50 Minutes has obtained the vice president's actual explanation of his misspokenness in general, recorded on October 6, 2024. From that fateful October 6, 2024 interview recording comes the 50 Minutes almost exclusive. I will own up when I misspeak. I will own up when I make a mistake. Let's be very clear, on that debate stage the other night, I asked one very simple question, and Senator J.D. Vance would not acknowledge that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. I think they're probably far more concerned with that than my wife and I using IUI to have our child. Ms. Bestie calls. What's the difference between IUI and IVF? Vice presidential candidate. Let's get a doctor in here. Dr. Ms. Mallory practice. Dr. Ms. Mallory practice. The difference between IUI and IVF? Intrauterine insemination, IUI, is a procedure that treats infertility. IUI boosts the chances of pregnancy by placing specially prepared sperm directly in the uterus, the organ in which a baby develops. Another name for the procedure is artificial insemination. IVF, in vitro fertilization, is a type of fertility treatment where eggs are combined with sperm outside of your body in a lab. It's a method used by people who need help achieving pregnancy. IVF involves many complex steps and is an effective form of assisted reproductive technology, ART. Ms. Bestie calls. Is IUI also a form of ART? Although various definitions have been used for ART, the definition used by CDC is based on the 1992 Fertility Clinic Success Rate and Certification Act that requires CDC to publish the annual ART Success Rates report. According to this definition, ART includes all fertility treatments in which either eggs or embryos are handled. In general, ART procedures involve surgically removing eggs from a woman's ovaries, combining them with sperm in the laboratory, and returning them to the woman's body or donating them to another woman. They do not include treatments in which only sperm are handled, i.e., intrauterine, or artificial insemination, or procedures in which a woman takes medicine only to stimulate egg production without the intention of having eggs retrieved. So IUI is not even ART. Dr. Ms. Mallory practice. Your call, Ms. Bestie calls. Did you ever think of going to medical school? Ms. Bestie calls. Well, we put that to rest and learned in the process. Is the audience asleep or raring to go on? Audience. We are with you, Ms. Bestie calls. What other big mistake did the Democratic vice presidential candidate make? Ms. Bestie calls. That's about it according to our sources and our better judgment. The second vice presidential candidate, a Republican, is not here to defend himself, so we would like to accuse him of prevarication and outright, can we say without being sued, lying during his last debate. Our investigation reveals that he lied often. According to AP, which we are using here instead of doing our own gumshoeing, Iran has not received $100 billion in unfrozen assets under the Biden-Harris administration. From the VP debate, the Republican vice presidential candidate said, Iran, which launched this attack, has received over $100 billion in unfrozen assets thanks to the Kamala Harris administration. What do they use that money for? They use it to buy weapons that they're now launching against our allies. Ms. Bestie calls. According to the AP, this was lie number 1. And on to lie number 2, according to 50 Minutes. The Republican vice presidential candidate on Trump and January 6, 2021. The Republican vice presidential candidate said, remember he said that on January the 6th, the protesters ought to protest peacefully. The facts according to AP, it's true that Trump told the crowd gathered near the White House, I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. But according to the AP, Vance ignored the incendiary language Trump used throughout his speech, during which he urged the crowd to march to the Capitol, where Congress was meeting to certify President Joe Biden's victory. Trump told the crowd, if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. That's after his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, declared, let's have trial by combat. Ms. Bestie calls. We are only 50 minutes tonight, so we have no more time for reviewing the mountain of lies from the Republican vice presidential candidate during the last debate. We do have footage from the debate where the Republican vice presidential turned to the moderators and whined you weren't going to fact check. That took up 10 seconds we'll never get back. Democratic vice presidential candidate. Can I have a few moments of your time since you are out of questions? Current state governor, here's a handy update. Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates RAWSE Presidents has made YouTube videos and PDFs of the charts of 80% of median income for Arizona, Maine, New Mexico, New York, Rhode Island, and Wisconsin. How do you find this information that will help you find out if you qualify for up to $8,000 for a heat pump rebate? Go to the text box below this video and click on the URL to go to https://www.hoodooser.gov/portal/dataset/il.html #2023 and hit the brown button for click here for FI 2024 income IL documentation, then click on your state on the left and click on your county, city, or town name on the right. Look at the bottom left and you will see if your household qualifies as 80% of median income based on how many people are in your household from 1 person up to 8 people. If you want a chart of every part of your state, one for Arizona videos, go to https://www.youtube.com/watch?v =box GHF22-O ampersand T =55s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v IUK3V of 3 of M. For Arizona PDF, go to https://rossipresidents.com/2024-heat-pump-rebates-Arizona 2. For main videos, go to https://www.youtube.com/watch?v0JZ5U-RJTM ampersand T =58s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v UUDZI8U7ESE ampersand T =317s. For main PDF, go to https://rossipresidents.com/2024-heat-pump-rebates-main 3. For New Mexico videos, go to https://www.youtube.com/watch B = F6C_5YG5D_W and T = 39s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v LTB30 Lidike ampersand T = 87s. For New Mexico PDF, go to https://rossipresidents.com/2024-heat-pump-rebates-new-Mexico 4. For New York videos, go to https://www.youtube.com/watch?v W8-SOKF71Z8 ampersand T = 44s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v Q-F_VVTXQ ampersand T = 385s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v CAKXA09C_6U ampersand T = 54s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v PMNW Suhai ADU ampersand T = 307s. For New York PDF, go to https://rossipresidents.com/2024-heat-pump-rebates- New York /5. For Rhode Island videos, go to https://www.youtube.com/watch?v =8_JW0TLJ ampersand T = 24s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v SA1HVX_9 TU ampersand T = 52s. For Rhode Island PDF, go to https://rossipresidents.com/2024-heat-pump-rebates-Rhode Island 6. For Wisconsin videos, go to https://www.youtube.com/watch?v 2xex6n80 joy ampersand T = for 1s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v RSO4 RIJ7APU or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v XW6x0KMADNW ampersand T = 470s or https://www.youtube.com/watch?v C6CZK3BSSS ampersand T = 1614s. For Wisconsin PDF, go to https://rossipresidents.com/2024-heat-pump-rebates-Wisconsin. Interested in RAWSE presidents? If you want to search for RAWSE presidents videos by subject, description, or episode number, go to https://www.youtube.com/@rossipresidents4370/videos. Find the magnifying glass and search using the search box. If you want to search RAWSE presidents website by subject, description, or episode number, go to https://rossipresidents.com and find the magnifying glass to use the search box. You will find more PDFs there. RAWSEP Residents stands for Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates. RAWSEP Residents would like you to replace indoor residential wood burning with heat pumps. Heat pumps have met the cold climate challenge. Heat pumps work to heat homes when outside temperatures are down to 40 degrees below zero in 2024, double as air conditioners, and save money on your monthly electric bills immediately. Rebates of up to $8,000 based on a sliding income scale are being rolled out by each United State in 2024 for heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero. Heat pump rebates have been in effect in New York State since May 31, 2024. Wisconsin will this fall be maybe the second state to roll out these air clearing and global warming fighting heat pumps rebates in this wonderful and fateful month on October 2024. A full rebate of $8,000 is possible in Madison, Wisconsin by the fall of 2024 for a family of 4 with a median income of $97,800. Heat pump rebates of up to $8,000 based on a sliding income scale will be available at Focus on Energy in Wisconsin, including in the capital city of Madison, Wisconsin in the fall of 2024. Go to https://focusonenergy.com/residential/heating-and-cooling. For example, 80% of median Madison, Wisconsin income is $97,800 for a family of 4, and 80% of median Madison income qualifies residents for up to an $8,000 rebate on heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero. Fahrenheit and centigrade temperature scales briefly converge at 40 degrees below zero. Stop burning wood. Wood burning emits 90% PM2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. PM2.5 also hastens climate change. Don't go back to the bad old days of indoor residential wood burning. What else has happened since June 2024? The United Kingdom's wood-burning power plant Drax has been fined $33 million United States dollars for using wood from protected Canadian forests in their wood-burning operations and hiding those facts from the United Kingdom government. But there is still the threat of air pollution from wood burning in the United Kingdom. Drax still has a multi-billion Great British Pound taxpayer money contract to burn wood in its United Kingdom industrial plant, and Drax still has a multi-billion Great British Pound taxpayer money contract to bury the emissions under the ocean floor in yet another expensive and dubious carbon capture scheme that has been tried for decades and never works. Just don't burn wood to begin with. A report from Member has shown that Drax switching from wood burning to coal burning has increased Drax CO2 emissions fourfold rather than reducing any CO2 emissions in reality. But in a ray of hope, the United Kingdom serves as an example of tough, at least tougher than the United States, legislation against wood burning stoves that emit PM2.5 that enters the yards of near neighbors and sickens them. These heat pumps, which run on electricity and so do not burn any fuel that pollutes the air, can connect to an electric grid that reaches all rural areas, soon to be powered by only the clean energy of wind, solar and geothermal. Heat pumps also reduce monthly heating bills immediately and can be used as air conditioners as well. Natural gas furnaces can be used in the meantime as a bridge to the cleaner energy sources based on wind, solar, and geothermal energy. Based on testing of the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom, the eco-design wood burning stove, wood burning emits 450 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning, and wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Other indoor wood burning appliances such as fireplaces emit even more air-polluting PM2.5, which also reaches the yards of near neighbors and also sickens them. Wood burning emits 90% PM2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. PM2.5 also contributes to hastening climate change. Laws should be passed to use purple air PM2.5 monitors hyperlocally in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners to gather data on levels of PM2.5 above Environmental Protection Agency National Ambient Air Quality Standards, EPA NOx, or World Health Organization, WHO, PM2.5 safe standards of 5 micrograms per cubic meter, and use that data as evidence to shut down polluting indoor residential wood burners, rather than continue using the failed, according to the Office of the Attorney General, OIG, watchdog of the EPA, New Source Performance Standards, NSPS, program of wood stove certification, which results in most or all of wood stove certified by the EPA since 1987 being highly polluting, and not meeting even the lax standards of the EPA because of giant loopholes to compliance by wood stove manufacturers. Do I have any time left? Ms. Bestie calls. Ms. Bestie calls, 10 seconds. Governor of an M state, I care about the health and lives of my fellow Americans, and I work every day to lower costs for drugs, along with my friend Ernie, you know him from Sesame Street. By preventing illness and early death for near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners, medical costs will also be cut in the United States, and that darn deficit will be eliminated. Also, the feedback loop of wildfire and indoor residential wood burning PM2.5 hastening climate change, and climate change causing flash floods and extreme heat this summer requiring the use of heat pumps as air conditioners, will slow down. Adieu. Ms. Bestie calls for 50 minutes, to borrow a phrase from another award-winning journalist. We must dash. Adieu also, and good night.